Hello! Today I want to talk about Conswag 2017. So once again, I recently took a trip to America, to Florida specifically, to see my girlfriend and also generally have a good time. And while I was there, I once again bought a big pile of stuff, which I'd like to show off and to generally reminisce about my trip. So the first thing that we did while I was over there was to attend Metrocon in Tampa. And I think this is like the third or fourth time that I've been to Metrocon. And as always, it's a really fun convention to go to, and it's always fun to get a load of swag from a nicely sized anime convention. Although I did receive some things before going to the convention from my girlfriend Mana. The first thing being this Gundam Kara stand plate, which essentially can be used as a base for any Gunpla models that you might have built. This one is for Atra Mixter from Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, and I fairly recently did a thing on Tumblr about the best girls out of the Gundam series, and Atra was the top of my list, so it was fun to get this from Mana. Out of the box it looks like this. You can either hang it on your wall like this as a decorative item, or it comes with stand pieces that you can use to prop up your Gunpla. She also got me this cute little Hikaru no Go notebook, which is full of sticky notepads with chibi characters from Hikaru no Go, along with the piece of Hikaru no Go artwork that I commissioned off of her, which is very, very nice. I'll put a link in the description to her Tumblr page where you can commission something from her if you like the look of her drawings. So at the convention, the first thing I bought was a statue, which I usually don't do. I've barely bought any statues because, you know, they're fixed posed. They look nice, but they're generally quite expensive, so I usually don't bother. But the one I bought at the convention was this one, of Risei Kujikawa from Persona 4. At one of the booths I saw a similar statue by Kotobukiya, which looked really, really nice, but also cost $90 because it was one of the high quality ones. And I was umming and ahhing about getting that one because I really like Risei in Persona. So I was thinking about it, and then I came across this one at a different booth. And because this is a statue made for winning in a crane game, it was significantly cheaper. So I managed to get a statue of Risei at a lower price. The next thing I picked up was this video game. It is Kamen Rider Batride War 2. I'm a big fan of Kamen Rider, but haven't been able to pick up any of the video games at a decent price. This one was priced at about $35, and I thought, oh, that's a decent price. But then I noticed that this was the premium TV and movie soundtrack edition, which features the background music and theme songs from the TV shows in the game. And when this came out, this version of the game was a couple of $1,000 more than the regular version, so this was a real bargain, and I'm really happy to have found it. Staying on the theme of Kamen Rider, I picked up these little gachapon keychains from Kamen Rider Ghost for a couple of dollars each, which is pretty good. Outside of Japan, gachapon items are fairly difficult to track down, especially individually, so I'm pretty happy to have found these. We have the Rider Swing mascot for Kamen Rider Ghost Tokon Boost. We have the Tokon Boost icon in gachapon swing form. The face also rotates round. And I got a little gachapon version of Takeru's Book of Legendary Heroes, also from Kamen Rider Ghost. Another gachapon item I managed to pick up was this rubber keychain strap of Zex marquees from Gundam Wing. Zex is my favourite character in Gundam Wing, so I'm really glad to have tracked this down. This is part of a set of 7 that I've seen online, but recently I haven't seen any listings for them, so I thought I might as well pick up the best one when I had the chance. The next thing I picked up was this blind box for the Monster Hunter trading figures, which I've previously got a few of. This one contains a set of the Deviant monsters from Monster Hunter Generations. I've already opened this one up, and inside was Silverwind Nagakuga, which is pretty awesome. These are always really nicely detailed and put together, so I'm really glad to have gotten Nagakuga in this one. I think what was highest on my shopping list for Metrocon was manga. I wanted to get a few volume 1s of really good shows that I've watched but haven't read the manga for yet. And while there was a lot of manga at the convention, especially in one booth, there was a pretty big lack of volume 1s. They had like volume 2 onwards, but for most of the series that I was looking for, they didn't have volume 1 at all. So at the convention, I only ended up getting JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1 Volume 1. This is a really nice edition in hardback. It's got some partially coloured pages too, so I'm looking forward to reading that. And the other book I got was Ultraman Volume 4. I'd been reading this before I went away, and it's really good. It's set as a sequel to the original Ultraman TV show, and it's a really good read with really fluid action sequences. I've been enjoying it, so I got the 4th volume. Staying on the same lines for Ultraman, I managed to find this really cool vinyl figure of Gomura, one of the Ultraman kaiju. It's fairly big, it's quite nicely painted, and what surprised me is that it's a vintage figure from the early 90s. So I was really glad to pay about $8 for this. I thought that was a really good find. I think the most expensive purchase I made at Metrocon was this. I bought Figma Dark Magician Girl, obviously from Yu-Gi-Oh! I already owned a Kotobukiya statue and the Kupoche versions of Dark Magician Girl, so this one really rounds it out nicely. I paid about $75 for this, which at first I thought was quite expensive, but taking into account the original price and how much it would have cost to ship it, I felt that it was about right. So I thought, screw it, and just got it. Now for some artwork from the convention's Artists Alley. I didn't end up getting a lot of artwork, but I picked up this really nice painting, watercolor painting, of Mew Lettuce from Tokyo Mew Mew. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye and thought, I've got to get that. I really like the fact that it's not a print, and I think I'm going to get it framed at some point. I'm really pleased to get that one. The other bit of artwork I got was this wall scroll. The image is from Okami, and I saw it hanging up and was really impressed by it. The last time I bought a wall scroll from America, the rods broke in transit, so I originally wasn't going to get any more wall scrolls, but this one isn't too big and it just about fit in my suitcase, so I was really lucky in getting that. And the picture's really nice too. That was all the stuff that I got from Metrocon. I did get some shopping in though. I took a trip to Toys R Us to look for some Yokai Watch merchandise, especially since the Season 2 stuff still hasn't come out in the UK. Disappointingly, I didn't find a whole lot. I only managed to find the YoMotion Series 1 binder pages, which comes with a YoMotion medal for Taigappa and one YoMotion Metal Moments figure for Mochissimo. There wasn't anything else. I was surprised to still see the Season 1 Yokai Watch and Metal Moments figures and the medallion and the binder pages for Series 1 on the shelves, and this was the only YoMotion stuff that I could find, along with the Season 2 watch, which I already have. I really wanted to get the Season 2 medallion, but it just wasn't there. I'm gonna have to wait for it to come out in the UK, because the prices on importing these kind of things is ridiculous. Also from Toys R Us, I got this amiibo for Breath of the Wild Zelda. Strangely, in the UK, amiibo have all but disappeared from the shops, and the only real way to find them is online, where you have to pay ridiculous scalper prices, especially on the ones for Zelda. So I was quite pleased to buy this for the retail price. I also managed to make it to a Barnes & Noble bookstore, where I was able to get some more manga. Firstly, I got Platinum End Volume 3, which I believe had just come out, so I was quite surprised to see it on the shelf, and I had to get it. This series is written by the same authors as Death Note and Bakuman, and they're probably some of my favourite authors for manga. Platinum End is especially good, so I'm eagerly waiting for more volumes to come out. I need to read this one first though. Next ones I got were Monster Soul 1 and 2. This is by Hiro Mashima, the author behind Fairy Tail and Rave Master. This is the series he did between the two, which is why the main character looks exactly like Natsu. There are only 2 volumes in this series, so this is the entire thing. So I was happy to find them both at the same time. And of course, I got the Yokai Watch manga, Volume 7. I've got all the other 6 previously, and the Yokai Watch manga is really good. I did manage to make it to one of the theme parks. We went to SeaWorld, and the last time I was in SeaWorld, I was obsessed, to put it lightly, with the pressed penny machines. So this trip to SeaWorld was no exception. I made as many pressed pennies as I could with the change that I'd been accumulating on my trip. I bought a coin album to put them in, and also these cool little accessories to use the pennies with. We have a glow-in-the-dark necklace where one of the pressed pennies can fit in, as well as a keychain. Lastly, the thing I got on my trip was actually at the airport on the way home. In one of the gift shops was one of these virtual reality headsets that you put your smartphone into and use apps like Google Cardboard to view 3D content. It was about $30, which is pretty cheap. I had a quick go on it the other day, and it works surprisingly well for the price. It even comes with a little Bluetooth controller, which actually worked with my phone. So that was just a little fun thing to finish my trip on. So that was all my con swag from this trip to America. I'm really happy with all the stuff that I bought. I will enjoy all the things. As for what's coming up, I have a ton of yokai metal boxes I want to record opening. They've slowly been accumulating and I've just had no opportunity to record, but I want to get back onto that with another box of Dream medals and then the English Grey Series 3. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed a look at my con swag, and I'll see you again.